morning, everyone. We have been talking about Celan in the previous class. I have given an introduction of him, his life, and his work. Now we are going to look at his work, his poem, that is Death Fugue. That we have to discuss some history when we talk about this poetry. We have to know some background of Germany and the World War II and what happened. Actually, that is being told in this poem. The experiences that the Jews lived, they had under the Nazi regime of Hitler. So that is what we are going to look at, and this is the word that we have to remember when we are going to study this Death Fugue, the poem that we are going to discuss. So this is Holocaust, and Holocaust is also known as Shoah. This is a genocide, a program of genocide that was intended to kill all the Jews and by and by the Nazi army. And this all happened with this stupid ideology of Nazi leader Hitler that many of you have heard of him, his life and how he influenced this concept of pure race, and he believed in this supremacy of Aryan race. Just imagine the ideology where some human beings are considered superior and others are considered inferior just because of some features. So it can be compared with the caste system exists in our country also. How we are making some section of people untouchables and degraded, like they are inferior to some other caste, and some castes are considered as superior. They have more dignity, and others have. And this all comes with the ideology of a superior race or superior blood, and majority of the time it is religious. But in Hitler's belief, he for his ideology to make some background or for his ideology, he brought about this concept of survival to the fittest by Darwin. Darwin has nothing to do with this what degradation of human race. He never talked in that manner, but here Hitler brought this concept of fittest of survival as fittest must survive. So he considered this Aryan race as the fittest of all, as the strongest of all, as the purest of all. So they have some characters like blue eyes, blonde hair, and they are considered as superior. So in his eyes, and he was able to make believe by his people in Germany that his concept is true, and majority of them believed in his concept that Aryans are superior in race, and he had begun it in a very secret, it was a very step by step. He had executed his plan, and through his book Mein Kampf, we know millions were influenced by his ideology and joined his army and killed millions of Jews. And these killings, Holocaust, are the ways in which they killed, and it was during this World War. And this idea of superior race led him to believe that they must rule the world. So he started acquiring economic, power, armed power, and he started, getting support from the fascist country like himself, Italy and Japan. and together they have started conquering many countries, many near Eastern European countries. And during these times, America and Britain, they never intervened, thinking that it's okay, the First World War is over and it was enough for them. They lost many, and they were not ready to fight again and lose lives. And the outside world never came to know about Holocaust. It happened in concentration camps built by Hitler and his army, and they made it clear that it never leaked out. And it was in the name of taking them for jobs that all the Jews were brought, and they were divided. They were separated as women, as boys, as girls, as men, and they were given separate concentration camps where they were killed um, massively. And they used many methods, and these methods are called as last hope or euthanasia, mercy killing, because they are inferior to race and they are not fit to live in this world. Aryans will lead the world, they will rule the world. So they are going, conquering world by world. And when they started conquering Poland for the first time, all other countries, they thought that it's okay because in Poland also there are Germans. So he is taking, they have the authority to take Poland. So, but it went on and on. They have conquering all the nearby countries, and they given identity cards, and it was easy to identify Jews, and they believed in the human race. The Jews were in the last step. They were not they never belong to the superior ring of this caste, this race system. So naturally, these poor people, those were living in high standards, having a good education, they were made into slaves more than they were considered inferior than animals. Not only Jews, all those gypsies, all the Africans who are in their physical appearance different from this so-called Aryan race, they were all considered to be killed because they were having a different race, different looks, different altogether their belief. So they brought into this stupid idea of the fittest must survive, and which has nothing to do with their theory. So, in the when World War II was happening, nobody around the world never came. We never came to know about what is happening inside these countries. And when Japan actually bombed Pearl Harbor, America started reacting. America proclaimed war against Japan, and that is why we have these allies of Britain, France, those countries who are against Germany, Italy, and these countries are called Axis, and against them these allies comes, and only after the end of the World War II we come to know the cruelty, the extreme cruelty done by Nazi Germany on Jews, and millions of human beings killed in concentration camps, and it is only making our hearts stone that we are able to read or experience their lives. There are so many films made on their lives. There are literatures. You might have heard the diary of Anne Frank, and through memoirs, through diaries, these people started recording what is happening in their life because they knew the outside world is ignorant of what is happening inside Germany or Poland. And there were this system when a girl or boy is looking like an Aryan pure race, that child is snatched away from their parents, and he will be undergone to a race test, which is purely illogical, which is purely unscientific. How can you find someone's race? So, if he had all the qualities of a superior race, Aryan race, he will be adopted by the rich German Nazi family. Otherwise, he will also get killed. They were all starved to death in concentration camps, and there are so many things that when Holocaust we have to discuss. So it is as per record, millions Jews across German occupied Europe were died systematically murdered. Around two-thirds of Europe's Jewish population were killed. The murders were carried out in pogroms and mass shootings, and it was by a policy of extermination through labor in concentration camps, gas chambers, gas vans in German extermination camps, Auschwitz, Belzec, Cherno. These are all places, Treblinka, these concentration camps were being built, and these are huge camps where this train will come and dump millions, thousands, lakhs of people, and they were forced to do the labor there, and those who were not able to do, they'll be shot dead then and there. Both children, young, old, the mother of our author, Paul Celan, was shot dead like that. So all these experiences we can see in this poem. This is a death fugue, a song to death. This is Hitler. We know how he was conquering the entire Eastern Europe with his power, with his ideology, and how people were joining in his army, both young children, old, and they were so inspired by him. So this is how you inspire. This is all the fascist leaders inspire. You know, the people in their country. They come with majority of votes. Hitler also came into power through democracy, having two lakhs of votes, a majority of votes. So this is how happen. What will happen when we select a fascist to rule our country? When somebody who is believing in racism, somebody who believes in casteism, where some people are discriminated on their race, on their blood, the purity of their blood, because some people believe that you are born in a superior blood. How is that just acceptable? So these were concentration camps where thousands of people are dumped like uh, cats or hens in a slaughterhouse. We can never see such inhuman activity in the history. We always talk about this, Hiroshima Nagasaki tragedy, but these tragedies that these people experienced every day, and as they living, look at their body, how lean. They were starved to death. They were never given proper food, and they were made to work all sorts of work, difficult work on rocks, on various places, and they were never given proper food. So their health, they had no health, and if they were to live, they had to prove that they are strong enough to work. Otherwise, they are killed. നിങ്ങൾ പണിയെടുത്തിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ മരിക്കും. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾ ഓടിപ്പിക്കും. രാവിലെ എത്ര റൗണ്ട് ഓടിയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ അത്ര റൗണ്ട് ഓടാത്ത ആൾക്കാരെ മേലെ നിന്നിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ there is a master, there is a guard, an army, Nazi army, he will shoot you. So these are the things happened in concentration camps, and we just can't imagine these atrocities upon a human race. Okay, and there are millions died, and there were gas chambers in which these people were put all together, and only after the World War II we came to know about it, and there were so many skulls. You can't identify your dears or near ones. they were lost completely. They have no dignity at all. During death and also during life, you have no dignity. Many women were raped and children were abused, and men were killed like this. And if you are not useful in any way, if you are pregnant or old, no matter, you have to die. That is the rule. Just imagine. And these are the chambers, huge chambers in which these people are lined up in rows. They will be taken and they are all undressed, and all undressed, naked men will be inside this chamber, and this gas will be poured and choked and by choking, and you know. They will all die. These are acids. So these are such inhuman ways they kill, Jews, and they were the same people who dig. No, they are digging um, for their death, for their burial. So they dig the pit, and inside the pit they are getting shot by Nazi army. Look at they are shooting. These people are digging, and in the same pitch they are dying. Such a horrible life. And those people who are musicians are made to play music while these people are dying. They will be playing music sometimes for the enjoyment of officers, for the inmates also. They were being played. So everything is forceful. So these songs, these are considered as death fugue, that we are going to learn also. Death fugues are songs which is repeatedly sung in all the concentration camps before all the massive killing. So this is a small video on Nazi atrocities. This is how in the 1936 Germany came to a very strong political power, and it was acceptable during that time. He was making this country very proud, rich, economically, politically,
From Belsen,
in the
the
face
scene
of
changes
war.
to
But
Auschwitz in Poland,
it
where
changed.
Kramer and others were
Afterwards,
previously
the scene
employed.
changed.
Behind the lines
See,
of barbed
these
wire,
are
more than 4
concentration
million
camps,
men, women, and children were
barbed wire.
scientifically murdered by gassing. In this camp, victims torn to pieces by
So
savage
they
dogs.
were torn to pieces by
Extermination was the
savage
fate
dogs.
of all who were not fit to be active beasts of burden for the Reich. Sick
Who
and old
were
persons and pregnant women
the
went straight
fit,
to the
they
gas
were
chamber.
killed.
Everything at Auschwitz was done with hideous precision, even to the
You
slave
could
numbers on their
you could
arms.
stand in a room. You have to lie down inside that box. Just imagine the condition.
Jetzt gehen sie wieder zurück.
This is how they are taken into the rows. They are going to be killed, but they don't know. These are the dresses. They after making them naked. Just imagine. It's heart-wrenching. These are the shoes before going to gas chambers. All their shoes are outside. They were brought here promising jobs, but this is the fate awaited them. So this is the crime. After World War II, there was this judgment, and all those were responsible for these atrocities were brought into law. They were punished. Some of them were punished, but some escaped.
Because it cannot survive their being
So you have to understand this background before you go to. These are the camps, Look at the chambers where they are buried. Their body is completely burned. And so this is 6 million Jews died in Holocaust. So 1.1 in Auschwitz alone. Now we are going to look at the poem that we have to. Uh, it is Death Fugue. Like I said, these are the songs. Fugue is a term which stands for a theme and a return to the same theme in various times, and it is sung by various people. So this is the same pattern that he chooses for this poem also. You can see the repetition of the same line and again, and he comes to the same theme again and again. So this is how, and he was written it in Romanian, and later it was translated into German, and later it into English, and in various languages. So let's go to the poem. Black milk of morning, we drink you evenings. We drink you at noon and mornings. We drink you at night. We drink and we drink. We shovel a grave in the air. There you won't lie too cramped. A man lives in the house. He plays with the snakes. He rides. He rides when it darkens to Deutschland. Your golden hair, Margarete. He rides and steps in front of his house, and the stars glisten, and he whistles his dogs to come. He whistles his Jews to appear, let a grave be dug in the earth. He commands us play up for the dance. So black milk of morning, we drink you evening. So just imagine black milk. We have only white milk, literally. So the black milk here doesn't stand for a literal meaning. It is a symbol. It symbols the life, the dark part of life that all the Jews endured in all the concentration camps. So we always compare health with white creamy milk. So here the symbol just stands opposite of that white creamy milk. It is black milk. Every time of the day and night they drank this black milk. From that scenes, we are sure how they suffered. Their body, their skulls are all opened up. Their all skulls are outside. There is no health at all. There is no point of discussing health at all. So, and there is a concept in Psalm, in a Bible, that it talks about this heaven with honey and milk flowing. That is the land promised. You are promised in heaven. So it is just opposite of all the meanings that life is attached to us. So black milk of morning, we drink you evenings all the time. We drink you at noon and mornings, we drink you at night, we drink and we drink. So this is the pathetic condition that they endured every day in this concentration camp. So he is repeating this dark milk being drunk all the time. So this is the life that they have experienced in the camp. That is how this becomes a song of death also. Todesfog, that is the German name of the poem. We shovel a grave in the air, there you won't lie too cramped. So we know how cramped, how um, it is. If you remember the place they are sleeping, they are resting, there is no space at all. This is like a box. They're cramped. Inside a small box, if two, three, four, 5 persons are cramped, living cramped like this. So the person, we here stands for all the Jews, for their own counterparts, they are digging graves. And they are imagining after death, it won't be very difficult for you to sleep because inside the camp, inside the concentration camps, rooms, it's very difficult to live. It's so cramped. ഇങ്ങനെ കുറേ ആൾക്കാർ അട്ടിക്കിട്ട പോലെ ഒരു ചെറിയ ബോക്സിൽ അങ്ങനത്തെ കുറേ ബോക്സസ് മരിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാലെങ്കിൽ you can feel that air. So you won't lie too cramped. So we are digging you with the shovel. കൈക്കോട്ടല്ലേ നമ്മൾ കുഴി കുഴിക്കാൻ എടുക്കുന്ന. We are digging this grave for you. So you can feel that air. Inside the room it is not there. You are cramped. A man lives in the house, he plays with the snakes, he writes. When it darkens to Deutschland, your golden hair, Margaret. So a man is there, a guard, an army man. In all concentration camps, in all the houses, there will be a man to guard, to look after these Jews, whether they escape, whether they do or do not do job. If they are not doing, this man will shoot that man from the top of the flat there, from where he is living. He will be having all the he has a separate apartment with all luxurious, all pompous life. He has all the servants from Jews themselves, and they are working in his kitchen. He has all the amenities of life. It is just the opposite of what Jews are living. They are cramped in a very small boxes in a room. So that man lives in a house. So that box and house is, the word house is very important. He is living. That is life. And he plays with the snakes. He is very venomous. This person is very venomous. He plays with snakes. He writes. When it darkens, it is like playing with snakes. Your masters, the Nazi masters, are like venomous masters. They can kill you at any moment, just by just a single bite. So if they feel that you are not fit to work, not fit to live in that camp, they can kill you. So that man, he writes when it darkens. That man has some romantic side in him when it gets darkened, when it is dark, when it is night. It is just opposite what he is in the morning. രാവിലെ അയാൾ ഈ ഇത്രയും ജ്യൂസിനെ കൊണ്ട് ഇത്രയും പണിയെടുപ്പിക്കുക. He is very inhuman, so devilish during morning, but what happens in the night appears. He just relaxes in his cottage and he writes. He may be writing poetry also. Okay, when it darkens, Deutschland. Deutschland is the German word for Germany. Deutschland. So your golden hair, Margaret. This golden hair, Margaret, is a literary character from the great epic poem written by Goethe. And in that epic poem called Faust, in that poem, this character Faust is he sells his soul to Satan in exchange of knowledge and power. And when he comes back, Faust comes back, he meets a German, beautiful, sweet German girl with golden hair called Margaret. So the poet is telling to us that this guard, this army, Nazi army man might be writing about that golden hair Margaret. So this golden hair Margaret is the symbol of Nazi concept, ideology. This golden hair concept is that of pure race, pure blood, Aryan blood. That is why they are killing all others who are not belonging to this category, not included in this golden hair category. So there you have this golden hair Margaret. So this golden hair Margaret, the concept stands for all the Aryans who believe, all the Germans who believe that they are superior in race. They are doing an ethnic cleansing of Jews. So Jews are dying. He rides and steps in front of his house, and the stars glisten, and he whistles his dogs to come. So he rides at the night, And when he steps outside his house, he can see the stars glistening. These twinkle stars, he can enjoy the stars at night. Just the opposite of Jews who are inside four walls, who are never able to see stars during nights because they are packed. They will be fast asleep after all the tremendous work during day. So from morning, early morning till night, they are made to work in farms or various places where this Nazis have business. There is a film called Schindler's List. There you can see how this Schindler, the businessman, is taking Nazis for his farm so that he can, make them alive. He can help them to live a life. All the Nazis inside his factory is very happy, and he considers them very human. And many people want their relatives to come in his company. And there is a beautiful film called Life is Beautiful. You can see such movies to understand various perspective of this Nazi life, concentration camps. So here he can really enjoy the stars glisten, and he whistles his dogs to come. So these dogs are made. Sometimes these are savage dogs, the wild dogs. These dogs are made to bite Jews, those Jews who are not working properly. So with a whistle, he can kill people during a day, and at the same whistle using, he can call back dogs at night. At night, he becomes a different man. At night, he enjoys. He becomes very romantic. He can enjoy life. Just the opposite of Jews. He whistles his Jews to appear. Let a grave be dug in the earth. He commands us, play up for the dance. And what happens during daytime? He whistles his Jews. Jews are with the name of Jews, never independent. Look at the word used. He whistles his Jews. They all belong to his battalion, his company, and he controls them. He whistles like he whistles the dogs to come to him. He whistles Jews. So same. If sometimes dogs are given food, dogs have so many opportunities in the camp. But these Jews are considered inferior to even dogs, even all the animals. So he whistles the Jews to appear, let grave be dug in the earth. So these Jews are digging their own graves. അവരെ തന്നെ ശവക്കുഴി തോണ്ടുകയാണ്. അവരെ കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ കുഴിപ്പിക്കും, അവരെ കൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പാട്ട് പാടിപ്പിക്കും, എന്നിട്ട് ആ കുഴിയിൽ തന്നെ അവരെ കുഴിച്ചു മൂടും. Such a horrible experience it must be. Just imagine your dear ones are killed and buried in the big pit dug by you. He commands us, play up for the dance. So whenever he commands, we have to dance. That means you are just a puppet in the hands of him. You have no freedom. You have no individuality. You have no independence. You are just a slave of this man. He can kill you anytime he wants. He can make you do anything he wants. If he wants you to dance, you have to dance. If he wants you to play music, you have to play music. So we'll go to the next stanza in the next class. Hope you have understood the idea, the concept, the life of Jews during those horrible years under this Nazi Hitler regime. So feeling lucky, right? Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next class. Bye. Take care.